Welcome back to another one of our morning shows. It is Thursday, and the Toronto Real Estate Board's market stats and market report for September came out yesterday.
Yeah.
And so we're just going to make the episode nice and light today. We're just going to focus on some of those stats, jump right into it, give you the information you need to know. I'll start us off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll just give you a nice little overview to start with. So September marked the fourth month in a row where our average price was up over 2017.
Okay.
So 2018, 4 months in a row now, average price, we've been higher than 2017. This again is across the entire Toronto Real Estate Board, across all home types.
Nice.
So again, might not be what you're seeing in your neighborhood, but overall that's what we're seeing, which is a great thing. So the average price now is up to $796,786 in comparison to last month's $765,270. Actually, before I keep going, we made a couple predictions at the end of our market wrap-up last month.
Yeah.
What did we say? We said we anticipated price would be up.
Yeah.
We thought sales would be up.
Sales would be up, yeah.
And new listings would be up.
Yes.
It saw us hit all three. We said...
Nice.
No, sorry, we didn't hit all three.
Oh, okay.
But we hit all three in terms of we thought the sellers would be happy about the price being up, agents being happy that sales volume goes up, and then buyers being happy that they got some more choice, right?
Yeah.
So, in fairness, I mean, the only one that lost down of our three was the realtors. There was more choice.
Yeah.
There was a higher price.
Yeah.
Not more sales.
Not more sales.
So I'll jump into the sales. And it wasn't, to be honest, it wasn't by much. So last month was 6,839, and this month we were 6,455.
Okay.
So it's about the same, but not the growth that we saw, last year. Actually, in fairness, last year it stayed the same.
Yeah.
So I think it was just our average price that we were looking at. We knew September was going to be higher.
Yeah, I think we knew that was coming. It's more what we're interested to see, I think, is really, because September's our first month, you lose the 2 weeks because of school, so really it's the last 2 weeks where we see a push. So, what are the October stats going to look like? Because I still want to hold true to my prediction. I still think that those sales numbers will pick up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see what happens with mortgage rates and stuff like that.
Yeah, and actually, so while I've got my stats up here, October of 2017 beat September 2017 by almost 1,000 units.
Yeah, I
so
believe it.
If we could see something like that, I think that would be great.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? Because you got the full October month, whereas September, we do tend to lose that first, Labor Day weekend, and I know we have Thanksgiving, but it's not quite the same. So I think that I would still expect to see that growth. I think that inventory will clear out.
Exactly. Yeah. Why don't you jump in? You've got Toronto to look at for us. You're going to look at Central, East, and West.
Yeah.
Spoilers, I think that's where we saw a lot of our price growth.
For the most part, a couple of surprises.
Okay.
But yeah, for the most part, I would safely say that central region is where we've seen the most growth.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Why don't you hop right in for us?
Okay, so I'm going to start with the central, the core.
Okay.
So detached homes, average price. This is a bit of a surprise to me. They're down.
Okay.
Now they're not down a huge amount, but they're still down, and they're at it's 2,090,000 this year this month for the average price. So we did see that come down. It wasn't a huge drop.
Yeah. Actually, it might have been 100,000, wasn't it? I thought that was 2.2 last month.
It was 2.2.
We'll throw up a graph on there.
Yeah, it was 2.2. 2.201 is what it was. So it was down 110,000 actually. So. Yeah. Quite a big drop, but again, detached.
Yeah,
right?
Detached, and when you're looking at averages in the 2 million range, you get one home that sells for 5 million. It could skew a couple of things.
Exactly.
We're not talking a lot about
and
units.
You got to remember that we're just talking the core. We're not east, we're not west right now, right? Semis in the core were up to 1.240.
Okay.
So that's quite a jump. They did pretty well. There's a big push in the semis, which could also attribute to the detached coming down a bit if more people are buying semis.
Shifted,
the townhouse hitting a great number in the central downtown area, 1.263.
That's a nice price.
Down from the previous though.
Oh really? Okay, yeah.
So it's a great price.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing, but it's down.
Down a little bit.
It's not down a lot. That number didn't drop quite as much. And then our condos are up at 688,000.
Yeah, and if I remember that's about a 20,000 increase over last year. It was 660 or something.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge push there either. Yeah. The towns and the condos shifted, but not drastically. The detached was the biggest drop.
Right.
Yeah. When we jump to the West End, Detached are up to 1.193 over last month. Semis are at 839, also up.
Okay.
Townhouses are at 826, also up. And condos at 516, also up.
Shout out to homeowners in the West End.
Yeah, West End, you are looking good right now. Everything went up, so we're happy about that. And again, you know, we're seeing that push out to the other sides of the city.
Yeah, with the core
because
being
the
as
core
expensive
being
as it
as
is.
expensive as it is. I mean, you're talking almost 300,000 different for a condo.
Yeah.
Or sorry, 200,000 difference for a condo. It's a
under.
lot. So, the East End. Those ones, you know, we saw a lot of change there as well. Detached homes are up to 913,000.
Okay.
They were in the 800s previously, so they jumped up a little bit. Semis were 923, also up. Townhouses 795, they went up as well. They went up almost 100,000 in the East End.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was a huge growth. And condos are 413, which is actually the exact same. So they didn't change at all. So there you go. Those are the prices for this month, the last month in those different areas. So yeah, the detached central core was the biggest surprise to me.
Yeah, to see that adjustment there. And you know what? I've actually got an adjustment that I'll share in a minute from the townhome market that we looked at last month. We had one outlier that was just like, how did this go up as much as it went up?
Right, yeah.
And then,
I remember that.
Well, I'll get into it in a minute.
But
But same kind of surprise, and maybe that was just the adjustment, because they did get a nice boost in that detached market in August.
Yes.
I think August overall
was up, right?
Yeah, just did very well. I think it surprised us. It was a pretty strong August just for that month in general, and then to have it rebound so nicely in the market we're in.
Yeah.
So not a super surprise that we see with that little bit of slowdown in sales for September that maybe our prices didn't quite hold up
and
there.
it makes sense that would be the area that would take
segment,
the hit.
100%.
The towns coming down is a bit of a surprise too, but honestly I didn't think they were that high to begin with. I mean, I knew the numbers, but when you hear it out loud, you know, it's more than a semi. Like, it's kind of crazy. So that seems to be a trend, though, for the most part, that the towns are similar or close to the semi prices right now.
Right.
Oh, so I'll let you jump into the stats you're going to cover there for us.
Yeah, and actually I'm looking at it now, and I'm just misplacing the number that I'm looking for. But I can talk about Pickering just real quick and the townhome market there, because they made such a strong push in July. Their average price went up to $681,000, which is just a great number. That's actually the highest that it had been even before the crash. Adjustment, sorry.
Careful what you say.
Yeah, with the peak being 675 in May of 2017, to see July then hit 681 in what we usually see are softer numbers. Summertime, we usually see our average price go down a little bit. That was huge. And then August, they declined again to 627, and then September down to 583. Yeah, 583. So, you know, a little bit of adjustment going on in Pickering, and their sales volume has held pretty much the same, other than, and even July, they were only at 10 units, August 11 units, September 8 units. So,
okay, so little decline there too.
Little decline,
maybe allows for the shift in the price a bit there as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if we take a look over at the Ajax market, again, just for townhomes, we want to take a look at that East End, as we know people have been traveling out that way. We saw another adjustment there in price, but just a slight little increase. They were at $540 in August. They're now at $565. Nice little bump for them.
That's a good bump.
Not too much going on. But as we talk about these townhomes, I think what's important to take a look at is we have a nice little quote from Treb's director of analysis, and a lot what we talked about last month, where some of the biggest price growth we're seeing is in that more high density housing. Like, we look at the condo markets have been doing very well, the townhome markets have been doing very well. Yeah. Do you want to jump into that quote from him?
Yeah, sure. So the quote is, generally speaking, annual rates of price growth have been stronger for higher density home types in 2018, including condominium apartments, townhouses, and semi-detached homes. In many neighborhoods, these home types provide more affordable home ownership options. This is why a policy focus on increasing mid-density housing options throughout the GTA is important, says Jason Mercer, Treb's director of market analysis.
Yeah, so I mean, more of what we've kind of talked about, right?
Yeah, it's bang on, and I know a couple of sessions ago, I think we were talking about people complaining about not wanting the condos in their backyard, but acknowledging that we need more high-density housing, and we had that conversation about mid-density being a nice in-between where it can still be aesthetically pleasing, not a crazy big building, but solve a problem. And I think overall, what I'm starting to see is that it could solve a lot of problems. So maybe if you're a developer or you know developers, this might be a route you want to look into, because I think it's gonna boom.
Yeah, and I think with the price gap between the detached throughout the city and surrounding areas, the townhomes are still very affordable.
Yeah.
We saw a big boom in townhome prices there in central Toronto.
Yeah, they're selling really well. So.
Yeah. Taking a jump up to the 905 to take a quick look at Richmond Hill, where we know the detached market has been a little bit softer. If we take a look at those townhomes, they got a nice little bump last month. They were 801 in August, now up to 844 for September.
Okay, so we're starting to see a little bit of movement there.
Yeah,
That's
they're
nice
coming
to
back
see.
up. They're coming back up. The peak for them was April 2018, and that was 1,038,000. So they're not back to where they were yet. If you bought then, I mean, you're still not quite back to where you wanted to be, but it's on the rise, which is a great thing to see.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty big number. That's comparable to like your downtown townhome prices, right?
Absolutely. I mean, 844 is still a big price for a townhome. So I just think it will get back up to where it was at some point.
Yeah, the million was what I was referring to when I said that's a big number.
Price, yeah.
That's a big price. So I'm sure, I think you're right, it probably will get back there. I think it just might take a little longer.
A little longer, yeah. And again, we're not seeing massive like $100,000 jumps in this segment. So, trucking along at, on average at 20 or 40,000, it's more healthy, right? And
again, it is more healthy. And I think this is where the adjustment needed to happen a lot. I think that's why it's showing up now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, or it's shown up, but it's still showing up. It's been around for a while.
Absolutely. And because we're talking about Richmond Hill, we will take a quick look at their detached market. We did see a price increase, which was nice for them. On average, they were $1,328,000 in August. We're now $1,436,000 in September. So that's a big bump.
That's a significant bump. Yeah,
that's a big bump. But I mean, we've seen them kind of juggle ups and downs because we're talking about averages, and there are in that price bracket in Richmond Hill. There's such a variety of neighborhoods, some of which are doing really well and some of which are still struggling.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we see that fluctuate down even in October a little bit.
Yeah. Just
because we're talking about averages.
Yeah.
The only downside I would say is we saw sales decrease a bunch. August we hit 116 units.
So crazy.
September we dropped down to 78.
Wow.
So a big drop in sales for detached Richmond Hill homes.
Interesting.
Yeah. And about where we were for September last year, we were at 80. We're now at 78.
So really, August was more the anomaly in that we had a big push.
A crazy anomaly. That's more in line with what spring units we would see, even at a slower time. Because if we look at August last year, we only saw 80 units.
Right.
So this was a nice push from where we were.
Yeah. Okay.
But in general, I think that gives you a nice wrap-up of where we are market-wise. Of course, across the top, we have our stats going as well, so there's more numbers there. If you want to see us talk specifically about a neighborhood or a segment of the market and you want us to kind of touch on that, let us know in the comments below. Email, text us, phone calls. We love all the stuff that we're getting specifically on our phones versus the comments. We do thank you for reaching out and letting us know. Yeah. But don't be afraid to comment on the video. Yeah. Just let us know. We'll get into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but other than that, that kind of wraps up our stats show for today.
Perfect. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get our episodes every Tuesday and every Thursday. The links to the reports and all of that will be down below in the description as usual. Give us a like if you're still following, and we look forward to seeing you over the next couple weeks.